I knew it was coming. The hysteria about smearing some used motor oil on a piece of timber and putting it in the ground. I know people that make comments like that are well-intentioned. Nobody's doing it out of meanness, and nobody wants to destroy the environment, especially not me. But let's put things into perspective, because we don't live in a perfect world. Let's take the treated lumber, or the store-bought lumber that it would take to go buy this. Someone might say, well, I'm not going to do that. I'll go down and buy some properly treated wood. That's the green thing to do. But it really isn't. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the tree that's up in the forest. Let's look and calculate the amount of fuel that it takes to for the guys to drive up there to the logging operation, up to the landing. How about the bar oil and the chainsaws and the mix? How about all the trucking that it took to deliver those things to the retailer where they could purchase them in the first place? How about the manufacturing of the chain and the saw and the engine? And the exporting those on barges and shipping containers from Germany across the country. And then put those logs, those same logs that you just harvested with diesel burning caterpillars and feller bunchers and skidders and all manner of equipment loaded on a logging truck that takes tires. They come from oil, burning diesel, maybe getting 4 or 5 miles per gallon. Haul those things down the mountain, burning up brakes, wear and tear on engines and transmissions, and all those things, parts need to come. I mean, when you start looking at it this way, you start seeing that it is an incredible complex procedure to get a piece of wood from the forest to an area, a retailer, Home Depot, Lowe's, where you can purchase it. It doesn't stop there. Let's go to the sawmill now. How about the energy it takes to run that? How about all of the equipment, the forklifts, the delivery equipment, everything that needs to process that material? How about the infrastructure it takes to supply parts and saw blades and maintenance equipment for the sawmill? And then take that and put it on another truck and deliver it a long ways to another retailer, or maybe even a wholesaler. Well, they'll move it around with forklifts and trucks and all of the employees' vehicles. I mean, it starts getting absurd when you really think about it. All of these levels, and I haven't even covered all of them, to get that tree from the forest into your hands, into your horseshoe pit right here. So, think about that. What's worse? Is that whole procedure worse? Does that use more energy? Does it use more resources? Is it worse for the environment than a guy who goes on his own land and cuts down a tree with a chainsaw that burns, a few pennies worth of oil and gas and puts a couple ounces of used motor oil that's already been used that would have to go to the recycling plant, put on another truck, gone through another process to ultimately to get rid of it? So you gotta, there's a lot of hysteria. There's a lot of hype in the environmental movement. I consider myself a true environmentalist. I have to live out here. Do I want to do anything that would contaminate the land that I love and cherish that God has given me? No, I wouldn't. But we have wood rot. And if you're going to go to the trouble of putting something in the ground, whether it's a fence post or a horseshoe pit, then you need to take steps to preserve it. So, if a guy needs to put a couple ounces of motor oil on a piece of timber to help it last or give it some longevity, I consider that to be about the greenest way you could go.